Hello there everyone, welcome back to my channel. I hope you're all doing well. So today we're going to be heading to the back edge of my island and we're going to be building an outdoor spa with lots of lovely forest vibes. So without further ado, let's just get started. So we're going to be kicking off this video with quite a lot of terraforming and waterscaping. The area that I'm working on is one that I built in quite a while ago when I did a lot of remodeling to the landscape of my island, and it's never quite been big enough to fill it with anything. So I wanted to make sure that we had a good amount of space to work with for this build. So I am bringing the land forward quite a bit, and we'll also then be plopping back in the river. Luckily for you guys, I cut it all out because I find nothing more boring to watch than just terraforming and filling in cliffs. So yeah, we're going to be skipping out quite a lot of that in a little while once we've got the general shape of it all locked down. So I love this little back section of my island, the way that the river and the waterfall comes down and flows into the rest of the rivers that go across my island. So they were definitely something that I wanted to maintain throughout this build, but we definitely scaled them back a bit so that we've got some more room to fill out the space with objects and a lot of foliage like trees and hedges and bushes, because one thing that I don't necessarily like about building at the back of the island is just how it looks like it goes off into nothing when you are building right along the back edge. And so something that I made sure to do with my campsite was really try to fill it in with lots of hedges and bushes and layers so that it doesn't just look like you're literally going out into nothingness. So I wanted to make sure that I had a room to do that and also have plenty of room for decorating. So I decided to keep my island in winter for this video, even though it seems like everybody is completely over winter and the snow. For me, spas are a very wintry thing. I sound like I get to go to them all the time. I don't. It's normally a kind of once or twice a year thing for me, which I'm so blessed that I get to be able to do. And it's always a birthday present, most years at least. It will be like me and my mum and maybe my auntie will go to a tiny little locally owned spa near us where we live. And it's always, because my birthday's near Christmas, it's always in winter. And that is just a memory that I really wanted to capture with this build, and I think that I did it really well. I mean, where I live, we don't normally have snow at Christmas, but it's the same kind of element of just the steam and the kind of really coziness that I wanted to capture with this build. So here I am right now, just starting to fill out the back of the island. I started off by putting down a layer of the dark dirt and then going in with hedges and trees. I made sure to include quite a few of the pine trees because I kind of wanted to capture that almost like alpine feeling, but I love how much the hardwood and the fruit trees fill out space as well. And as I was saying earlier, I really didn't want to be able to see so much sky, and especially I didn't want to be able to see the ocean, so I used quite a lot of the hardwood trees as well to fill out the space. I also then decided to layer in some of the country fencing. My island is covered in country fencing. I love it so much, and I think that it layers really well with the hedges. I experimented a little bit with putting the stone fence in front of it, but it doesn't quite look the same. And then we're kind of filling out this little back area right there with just more fencing and some of the shrubs as well. So the next day I also came back and moved some of the trees about because even after a couple of the pine trees had grown, I was still seeing too much sky. So yeah, I fixed that, and then I just wanted to make it look quite random with the bushes and the trees as well. So I changed that up a bit, and then I put in the path. I'd spent so long perusing Pinterest trying to figure out what path I wanted to use. I will leave the creator code for this one down below because it is stunning. I now actually have 3 variations of the path which are taking up my custom design slots, which is pretty heartbreaking, but what can I say? I'm kind of fussy like that. But I will also be using this path when I renovate my museum area in a couple of weeks, which I'm really excited to do because currently how I've got it looking, it's one of my favorite areas on my island, but it's just not decorated, so we're definitely going to be getting around to that. For the vibe for the furnishing, I thought it would be quite typical, and what I found quite a lot when I was searching for inspiration pictures for this build was that when people were building spas, they were using a lot of the bamboo items and the zen and imperial items, which there's nothing wrong with that. It's really cute, but I thought it would just kind of stick out like a sore thumb on my island. I don't necessarily have like a theme or a core for my island, but I definitely prefer the foresty vibes. So yeah, I decided to make sure that all the furnishings that I was using were in the very kind of dark tones, especially in dark wood, because I thought it would just stick out really well against the stone path and then like the greens that we've got going down, and of course the white of the snow on the ground. And overall, I was so happy with how this build turned out. I think that the steam coming off the cypress, I'm not sure how you say it, the bathtubs, was absolutely perfect. And it just captured the memory that I was trying to recreate with this build so well. There's honestly still not too much space with this build, and with the path as well, I kind of struggled to fill up the middle area, but we do have the seating area, and I did then take out some of the stone because it was feeling like there was too much stone, and I replaced it with a different path, which I'll also link in the description down below. But that's just about it for this build, guys. I hope that you've enjoyed this video, and if you've got anything to say, please feel free to leave it in the comments down below. I'd love to hear from you. I hope you're having a great day, and I'll see you again soon.